I wanted to do a few videos to help people who have never grown in the wintertime learn to grow greens, not just a show or 2 or 3 plants in a row under a light or something like that, but how do you really grow greens, get enough of them to really say you've counted during the wintertime. I'm concentrating this year on growing bok choy, kales, spinach, and lettuce, and then as spring comes on, we'll begin to add other vegetables. But to get us through the coldest time of the winter time, we need to grow vegetables which will do well in the coldest weather. Now, I'm growing in a greenhouse that has about 600 gallons of water in it, so it's tempered, but it's not heated. And my nighttime temperatures will get down to about 45 degrees. Also, I'm growing in beds which are just covered with plastic and some row cover, which I'll explain at other times. But I hope to encourage you. I want you to watch the videos. You're welcome to make comments. There's a lot of ways of doing it. There's a lot of ways of gardening. I just have a way, and I have a way that you can actually produce enough to make a difference. And if you count the plants that you need, and that's why I'm concentrating first on bok choy, because I know how many plants I need each meal, so I know how many meals I get out of a tray of, say, 50 plants. So from there, we'll start on our project. We'll go out to the greenhouse and we'll show you step 1. I just watered, so these are kind of knocked over. The carrots are coming along real good, but look at the redness that's showing up on the bottom of the radishes over there. And we should be getting some swelling here pretty soon. My hope is to have a good bed of radishes by Christmas. And I've got some different kales and things, some bok choy here, that will kind of come on a little later. So I keep this closed. It's got a little bit of air movement in there, and it seems to be doing just fine. The one bed we didn't show you the first video is, you can see the leaves that come down. This is what we'll compost before very long. This is another bed which we started, and it's about, I think about 5 weeks from seed. And if I can kind of open it up, you can see I've got a lot of kale in here, a lot of Siberian kale and red Russian kale. Now this will go all winter long in here real easy with that kale. And we'll be pulling the leaves off of there pretty quick. We're starving it now. But I've got some, leave that open. I've got some spinach in here. And then, here's a good idea. Just a barrel. And I've got some lettuce growing in here. And this is ready to pick. This is ready for Thanksgiving. And that's been in there about 5 weeks. And I've just kept a cover on it. And it seems to just love it there. Now it's going to get a little cold for that. So let's go back to the greenhouse and kind of finish up. Now I'm talking about the kind of plants that you can grow during the winter time. During the coldest season, your plants are not going to grow very much, even in a greenhouse that's unheated. They'll reach a certain point, but at least you can keep them and hold them as a fresh vegetable. You can start kale soon. You can start chard soon. And I recommend people growing chard in the middle of the winter time, because it's a real slow grower, but it's easy to harvest a few leaves at a time and add to your salad. The herbs down there are just kind of moving along. Got a little bit larger bok choy down there. The way I sterilize this greenhouse is during the summertime I'll shut it up for a few days and get the temperature up to about 130 degrees in here, and so I try to keep it clean that way and not come in with any sprays. You'll notice that the water, I keep stainless steel tanks of water, buckets around. I draw water and let it set for a few days before you use it, and your plants will like it better. I don't know why, but they just do. And then don't overwater, but you need to keep your plants in the wintertime. The soil needs to be reasonably moist because it holds a lot of moisture. So I think you can see we're beginning to show now, after the first month of what we've been trying to do, to give a kind of a nice show. I've got a couple of trays of lettuce that'll fill in towards the end of the month, into 1st of December. And I've got bok choy I could eat at any time now. And I've started my tomatoes, and I will be starting some kale. As far as the herbs are concerned, it's always nice to have a few things that you use in the kitchen, whether it's just I just got these coming up again now, some chives, garlic chives, oregano, and got some dill down there, and oh, can't think what this is. This
cilantro.
No, that looks like cilantro, but it isn't. It smells like celery. It's kind of like a cutting celery. So that's kind of it for our second shot, and I hope this has encouraged you. I hope you get the idea that you can do it if you count the number of plants you need, and it'll happen.